Are you interested in trying fasting but want to make sure that you do it right? By the end of this video, you're going to understand 5 rules that will help you get the most out of your fasts. And before diving into it today, if you're looking for more awesome ways to simplify the process of getting healthy, tap that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified when we release new videos. With that being said, let's get into it. What's up, everybody? My name is Schuyler Diehm. I'm a lifestyle fat loss coach, and we help people simplify the process of getting healthy by optimizing their biology and optimizing their psychology. Fasting is one of the strategies we've used, and it's helped clients of ours such as Bob, such as Elisa, and such as Craig drop weight while also really just enjoying their life. And while fasting is getting bigger as the time goes on, there's also that line where if you do fast, you definitely want to make sure that you do it right. And so I've spoken to a lot of people in the past where I get on the phone with them and we're talking about my program. They say, you know, I tried fasting in the past. I tried intermittent fasting and it worked very well. And so my follow-up question is, well, what happened? Why'd you stop? And usually what it is they violated one of these 5 rules enough times to where fasting isn't appealing to them anymore and they just fall back into their old schedule. And so, what are these 5 rules? Rule number 1 is every single time you fast, you are doing this for your body. You are not doing this to restrict yourself. A lot of times when people start getting into fasting, they use it as a tool to detox, which can be good, but it all depends on the energy that it comes from. Let's say you go out to eat on a Saturday night, you have food, you have drinks, and you wake up the next morning feeling bloated. It can be a good idea to fast. However, it should never ever come from the energy of, I have to do this because I was off plan, because I was bad. Just like any other diet or eating style, fasting can turn into a disorder, and to make sure that we avoid this, fasting always has to come from a good place. It has to be something that feels good. And so whenever you decide to fast, just check in with your body, check in with yourself. Is this coming from a good place right now, or am I gonna feel like I'm restricting myself in this moment? Rule number 2 with fasting, which is super important for me, is allowing for flexibility. Now, when you get into something like intermittent fasting, most people will do Monday through Sunday every single day from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day, and there are no exceptions. If they go out to eat, they stop eating at 8 p.m. If they are going to go out to an event late at night, they avoid any food there. And while there's a time and place to execute that structure and that discipline, I also believe one of the things that makes fasting last long term is the flexibility aspect. And so rather than committing to a certain number of hours every single day and being super rigid, one of the better ideas is to create a little bit more flexibility in your schedule, where not only do you fast when you feel like it, when you want to push yourself, but on the other end of that, if you have an event, if you have a wedding, if you're invited out to dinner, it's okay to twist things and be a little bit more flexible with fasting. It's okay to go out to breakfast once, twice, 3 times a week. The beauty of fasting is that there is structure that can be made, but it's also something that can mold and bend to your lifestyle. And so this is one of the biggest reasons I see that people don't last with fasting long term, is they create too many rules, it's too rigid, and when the time comes for them to enjoy their life, they don't do it because they're on a fast. So don't make that mistake, because you don't want to be the person who just doesn't enjoy fasting anymore. Rule number 3, and this is one of the most important rules when you get into extended fasting. And so in our program, we have clients doing 24-hour fast every single week, 36-hour fast every single week, 48-hour fast every single week. And whenever you get into a fast that's that long, your body does feel good when it's adapted. However, the rule here is you have to listen to your body. Meaning, your body will tell you if it has had enough and it wants and needs food. You will get signals in your body such as nausea, such as extreme hunger, and all these other things that your body will kind of talk to you about will start to tell you that it's time to ease back on the fasting. Fasting is something that can be dangerous if you use it too much. And that's my disclaimer here, that if you're consistently fasting for too long and you're not getting enough nutrients, your hormone levels can be extremely damaged, your metabolism can be extremely damaged. And so when you do get into the extended fasting, you do want to listen to your body. You know, you want to make sure you're getting enough nutrients and you're giving it what it needs during the fast. But more importantly, when it starts to speak and tell you things, it's important to listen. If you're extremely nauseous, extremely tired, it may not be a good idea to just grit it through the rest of your fast. It may be a good idea to break it. Now, there's a little caveat here, because there's a fine line between listening to your body and knowing when it needs to break the fast versus having a little hunger when you're fasting and using that as an excuse or rationalizing why it's okay to eat in that moment. So listen to your body, but don't try to justify why you're going off plan and why you're eating if your body's not really telling you it needs food. So that's number 3. Before we get into the next question, I'm curious, have you ever tried fasting before? And if so, what your experience has been. Rule number 4 for me, and this one is a big one, is tap into community. You know, too many times people try to do these fat loss plans, and this could apply to any diet, that they go out and they try to do it on their own. And especially when you're doing something that is new to you or challenging to you, it's a really good idea to tap into community, because the more people you have supporting you and around you and also doing the same same thing, the more likely that you're going to stay consistent. One of the ways that you can tap into a community is there's an app called Zero. Now this is an app that basically just tracks your fast. So there's just a spinning wheel, tells you how long that you've been fasting, but there is a community feature there. So you can see how many people are fasting with you. And then there's a couple other cool features with the paid version as well. And then another option, which is my favorite option, is in our program, we have people fasting every single week. So when we hop on our group calls weekly, there's people connecting, there's people doing fast together, and it's a great way to push each other and tap into that community where you really feel good about your progress. And so if you are interested in learning more about our program, check the link in the description of this video. We got a free training that kind of lays out what we do and how it works. But besides that, any community that you can tap into is going to make it a more enjoyable process. And rule number 5, and this is kind of a bonus rule, is let's say you're going through a fast and you're really struggling, you're really having a hard time, you have a pretty long time left and you don't want to just grit it out. Rather than breaking a fast with food, my go-to choice would be to switch to a fat fast. And this is more of a lifeline. So in the fasting community, you'll hear some people that say bulletproof coffee, which is a mixture of grass-fed butter and MCT oil, is something that is fasting compliant. And then you'll also have people who say that it's not and that it breaks your fast. And so where I stand is I believe it breaks your fast, but I also believe it's much better for you than going out and eating anything else. Especially when it comes to something like MCT oil, it doesn't have to go through the energy conversion process. So it's basically instant energy for your cells, for your brain, and it's going to reduce hunger in the process when you have it. And so if you're shooting for 24 and you get to hour 20 and you're just starving, you're tired, you don't feel good, my go-to would be to just have a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of MCT oil and just let your body adapt to that. Now, obviously there's a time and place for everything, but that's my go-to, is really just easing off the pedal a little bit and having sort of a lifeline. But regardless of what you choose, obviously you have to tune into your body and hear what it's saying. So those are my 5 rules. We've been helping a good amount of clients right now implement fasting into their life, and people have really seen some awesome success. So if you are interested in checking that out, you can go to the link in the description, and that's going to have all the information on what we do there. But again, if this video helped you, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And also, if you're looking to simplify the process of getting healthy, tap that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to be notified when we release new videos. But with that being said, I appreciate you. And of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.